Alright guys, so a couple things I would just want to kind of acknowledge up front. First of all, for this trail ride and this video, we didn't have our normal crew with us. After I had researched Hell's Revenge and saw the heights and the narrow kind of ledges and fins is what they're called, I quickly realized that the ladies in our crew would not be interested in this trail. So for this trail ride, we've got Caleb along with us, with me, and then also a big thank you to Jeff, James, Nathan, and Steve for coming along for the trail ride and filming. Really appreciate it. Big shout out and thank you to Steve for going first in his JK and kind of letting me follow behind. Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to Prodigal Overland. My name's Brad. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you caught our last video, you know we were out in Moab. Last week we did Poison Spider. The week before that we did Fins and Things. This week we're out at Hell's Revenge. So we're out here with Steve and his Wrangler JK, I believe. And we're gonna be hitting the trails trying Hell's Revenge. So we hope you stick around. I hope you enjoy this video. If you've not yet subscribed to our videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. Comment below and let's get going.
My rear.
Oh, you're good.
Go. It's going to feel tippy when you come up this. And you're lifting the tire. All right. Freewheeling it. You got this.
This trail carries a moderate to difficult trail rating. There's plenty of obstacles that you kind of have to go through, and then there's a whole bunch more that are optional to go through, like Hell's Gate, the escalator, tip over challenge. And as we go through this trail, what I'll do is kind of point out the different sections and what made them most difficult. Coming up here, we've got kind of a step section, and you're going to see here that I get myself in just a little bit of trouble following Steve.
Good. So you want to come up on this one? Are you coming up this one? That's good. Coming up. Just straight from there.
Good, come straight. Right up, you're good. Coming, little passenger. Good, keep coming. Get tippy, there you go, you're good. Come on up. Watch out for these. Okay, good, right there. Come straight up. Good. You're getting yourself to the point where you're not going to be able to avoid that hole.
Alright, I'm going to go a little more speed.
What's up?
I'm going to try it again with a little more.
Yeah, give it a little momentum. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Just take it slow. Turn driver. Hard driver. There you go. Come down like that. There you go. All right. Middle driver. Is that good? Perfect.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Driver. There you go. There you go. Drop a little bit. Driver, come driver. Hey, driver.
If you've been watching our channel a while, you know that I really like to try to kind of push the envelope a little bit here with the WK2 platform. And so this next obstacle, I'm going to try a line that looking at it, I probably have no business in trying, but I'm always of the opinion, what's the worst that can happen? Let's go ahead and give it a try. And so that's exactly what you're going to see me do. Steve's going to head up it first, and then I will be shortly behind. Whenever you're out on the trails, especially if it's a trail you're not familiar with, it's always a great idea to get out of the vehicle to kind of walk the obstacles so that you can get an idea of what line you should be taking. And that's exactly what we're doing here, is just kind of scoping things out for Steve, but then also for me.
Stow your cargo. I don't know if you want to back up at all or take the tires out. Yeah, I think you're okay. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Okay, now you're at that second ledge, so you want to come driver. Yep. And then back. Good. You're there.
Little more passenger. Okay. You good? You're on that first slip. Keep that line. Okay. Good. Come on up. You're a big turtle. Hard driver, you might be able to do it. Right, that's why I'm telling you to become a hard driver. From there. Yeah. Let me look at your other side. Right, about a foot in front of your back tire, and we're just going to do a little 50 feet. Okay, then come hard driver. Take it slow.
Take it slow?
For now. Let's take it slow, and I might back you up again and bump it. Oh yeah, you're fine. Okay. Yeah, so back it up again. And then momentum. I was just worried about how tippy it was going to be.
I tried this one probably about 3 different times, and I kept getting high center there, so it was losing a bunch of traction. Additionally, my rear end kept kind of swinging towards the left, which was taking us in a spot that we really didn't want to be. And as you can see here, when I start to back up, I've got literally a big rock behind me that's about to crush my exhaust, and in front of me a big wall.
That tailpipe's going to tear it off.
All right, stop.
The rock spot's right on the tailpipe there.
Yeah.
You got that base though, man.
Get a rock. Probably going to have to come forward. You shifted a lot.
As the camera pans around, if you look at my rear driver side tire, you're going to see a big rock wedged up there. I have no idea how that happened.
Why don't we just pull the winch up and just to get me off of there? Your toe hook's dead solid against that rock. That right toe hook. The one on the right, yeah.
And then there's a rock wedged in his wheel well on the rear passenger.
The wheel well?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's like the worst thing. That's not going to be good.
You can't back up.
He's gonna be good.
So after trying a little bit here and realizing that I couldn't go forward because of the wall there, and I couldn't back up because of the rocks wedged in my wheel well and then behind my exhaust, we finally just decided to go ahead and try to hook the winch up and give a little bit of a lateral pull just to kind of give us just a little bit to turn the vehicle.
Guys, are they? Oh, hold on a second.
Whoa, there we go. Rocks out.
After successfully kind of getting out of that situation, we continue down the trail. There's an optional overlook section that you can do that kind of takes you up for just a great view over the Colorado River. It's so windy that honestly you can't hear a word I'm saying here. I'm probably saying something like, this is amazing, look how beautiful it is, super windy. I don't know if you can hear me. This trail was really cool because of the uniqueness of the terrain you're going through and the obstacles, but then also there were several parts where there were just these stunning overlooks. After the overlook, we headed down to Hell's Gate. Now, if you look up Hell's Gate, you will find a plethora of videos showing people go up this kind of gnarly obstacle. And honestly, online, and probably even in this camera shot, it doesn't look that terrible. But I mean, let me tell you, when you stand in front of this thing, it looks pretty gnarly. You're going uphill, you're off camber, and if you've seen any of the videos, if you ride the right line, it looks great. If you slip off the line you need to be in, things can get pretty bad pretty quick.
Whoa.
Terrain like this is exactly why I suggested that Lauren and Nora stay home. Okay, it's high, it's narrow, it's off camber in some situations, you have steep inclines followed by steep declines, and all the while it's kind of winding its way through. So definitely, if you're not a fan of heights, if you don't like being on very narrow sections of trail with the potential to kind of go over the edge, this is not for you. However, if you are okay with that, if you go slow, it really isn't super challenging. Like I said, what makes it challenging is so often the time you can't see what's right in front of you. This next section coming up here is called the Dragon's Tail, and it's one of the last big obstacles you're going to face. It's as you're coming off of those fins. Super narrow here, you can look to the left or the right and you don't want to go over that edge. There's a super steep drop and all you have to go on here is 2 yellow lines painted on the rock. And when you walk up to it, it looks like you're being asked to drive off of a cliff. It's not until you get out and kind of look over the edge that you can say, oh yeah, there is a trail that keeps going down there. When I pull up, you're going to be able to see those lines. And keep in mind, this camera is mounted on my hood, so it's got just a better view than I would have. But when you're sitting in the driver's seat, all you can see in front of you is your hood and then air. This is definitely kind of, it feels like you're being asked to jump out of an airplane or jump off a cliff or something like that. Once you kind of break over that edge and your hood drops down enough that you can see what's in front of you, it's really not that bad. But those 2 lines and knowing that you need to be right between them is what makes this a challenge.
All right, so I don't know if you can see behind me following up. I don't know if that's the dragon's tail or what, but you come over the top right there, and you can't see anything. It looks like you're driving off a cliff, and you see it's a little off camber. There are 2 lines painted here, but it's scary as all get up, because as a driver, you look this way, you see cliff, you look this way, you see cliff. It was terrifying. Once you come over that top, you're okay. You can see what's going on, but that little bit there is not fun. So again, big thanks to Steve for going first. Big fan of that. Okay guys, we made it through Hell's Revenge. We ran the whole thing. It's kind of interesting. It takes you, actually, the exit is outside of the Sand Flats recreational area. You come down kind of through. So the gate is actually behind me, kind of overways. But we made it out. I don't think we wrecked anything really. Thoughts on this trail? Certainly if you have a Grand Cherokee and you're watching this, a WK2, you're going to have some issues with some tippiness because there's a lot of kind of downs and turns at the same time. So we had to go slow with that and get some spotters. It's a really fun trail. Like I said, if you're scared of heights, you probably want to skip this one because you are up quite a bit most of the time and it's narrow. Tons of slick rock to be driving on, so it is a lot of fun, and I would put this moderate to difficult in a Grand Cherokee. We didn't see any other Grand Cherokees on this trail or anything even close to what I was rolling in. We saw some Gladiators, lots of Wranglers, but I didn't see anything like us. But we did it. We did not do Hell's Gate. We looked at it, thought about it, and skipped it. So maybe some other time when I've got extra dough to just be thrown around, so it might be a while. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys again real soon.